So I looked and checked. Barb is here. Barb says, hey, I made it just in time. Had a great time, music, food, bingo, and I won one of the door prizes. Awesome. What was the door prize? And more importantly, I'm glad you made those connections. It's really important to be able to support and share those experiences that you've had with others. You know, people see that you can survive and you can thrive after that diagnosis. That's awesome. So we're going to see what our evening holds for us. Night Watcher's back. Hello, 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 Night Watcher. Barb says, a pouch, and then they filled it with candy that I don't need. Well, at least you got a pouch out of it. Maybe you can save the candy for Halloween. Depending on what kind of candy it is. We're gonna check out YouTube real quick and see what's going on. Night Watcher says he was waiting for stream for like 30 minutes. 3 minutes left. Yep, I got here a little early because I saw that people were watching. There's, if you could see it, close up shot of my cat, who's not meowing, but she is demanding some attention. And woosed, I don't know what that meant. Woos. Barb says, I got home with gifts from people on here with 4 diamond art gifts. Awesome. Barb says, my spirit is renewed from those 2 hours. Amazing people. That's great. And it's, man, that kind of stuff is really important. Spiritual community, I mean, it's a foundation. And especially because of what you guys share together, what you've been through and what many of you are going through at this time. And, you know, again, spiritual community, in Sanskrit, the Sangha, the gathering, the place where people get together. Barb says, I will send you a link on Facebook. Awesome. I appreciate that. That what you says, I shan't worry some, as I shall drink thy caffeine, to thy not sleepest. Should you be drinking caffeine so late? Should you be drinking caffeine with your finger on the mod button? You might actually ban me from my own channel by accident. So, I'm going to bring us up on my desktop so I can see what's going on. See if I can stay current or if I fall behind. See if anyone shows up. There we go. I mentioned before, you know, weekends are always iffy. You don't know what's going on, what people are doing. Sunday's a quiet time, a good time for family. Night Watcher says, I vomit from coffee, but with 10 pounds of sugar, can't taste the absolute dog water taste of it. Man, I love coffee. 1 cup a day, every morning. Organic, no cream, no sugar, not even vegan cream, just by itself. So, if anyone would like to hit the like button, it would be much appreciated, guys. If you like it. Of course, we haven't talked much, so you might not like it. You might not like the conversation. Here's the great thing about any conversation, that if you don't like it, we can always make it something else. You know, we get to steer the flow of the conversation. I love talking about, let's face it, guys, I love talking about almost anything. So if anyone lurks and they would like to come in and open up the conversation, that's perfectly fine. Barb says, I love coffee and 1 cup a day. Yep, me too. That was a hard lesson to learn. I used to drink it all through the day. Too much of anything. I should know that as someone who spent over a decade, heavily drinking. Barb says I got to take mine with sugar and cream, but it's a cappuccino. Yeah, I could see cappuccino being better served that way. Squirrel Sniper's here. Greetings again, Eric. How are you, Squirrel Sniper? Barb says, if the energy from today is 4 times more than this weekend, it will be amazing. That's good. Man, that sounds like just what you needed. Night Watcher says, it may be my Bangladesh heritage. Dottie's here. Dottie, how are you? Dottie says, good evening, everyone. Dottie is making wonderful progress with her van. Love seeing it. Wolf says he's lurking for now. Appreciate you being there, Wolf. And Squirrel Sniper says, greetings, La Akira. I used my cheat sheet for that, as I have it written down. Our friend Goldie is here. Goldie, how are you? How are you? How was your day at work today? Barb says it was so amazing to see so many with cancer and their lives are still growing with love. You know, I heard someone describe it once as a, instead of a near-death experience, as a present life experience. That sometimes a diagnosis like that puts you right on the edge of life itself. You grow to appreciate it so much more deeply. It breaks you open. You become more kind, more loving, more compassionate. So many of us live our days in a near life experience where we're not fully alive. We're just kind of coasting. And then you get a diagnosis with cancer, or you have a near death experience, or you have an accident. I know our friend Squirrel Sniper was put on his back for quite some time with an accident. Built himself back up. Experiences like that really, it literally gives you your life back for however long it might proceed from that point. Goldie says full. Yeah, that was, you got your 6 days, 6-day work streak. This is day 2. Goldie says, hi there, lovely Barb, lovely daughter, the explorer. Barb says she sent Goldie the link. Hey, Night Watcher. Oh, I think you did mention to Goldie that you um, got the link to her daughter's IG account. Score Semper says, did you manage to read any material, Eric? I haven't. Not yet. Let's see. Now what says, everyone greeting each other in chat. Just got nuked by messages. Score Semper says, refuse the wheelchair. When you were just recovering from it, or like, was that the prognosis that you were going to be wheelchair bound? Night Watcher says, or Goldie says, Night Watcher, did you get my daughter's art profile on Instagram? He did. I will let him, he mentioned it in the earlier chat, and I'll let him bring that up. Barb says, I gotta have my wheelchair or my back will break. It wasn't embarrassing. Let me reframe that. Because it clearly was, to Night Watcher, embarrassing. But Mocha assured him it was really no big deal. But I know it's not for me to say to someone that wasn't embarrassing. If he felt embarrassed, then it certainly was embarrassing. So actually, I apologize for making that statement, Night Watcher. That was unfair of me to do. He thought the link was, he got it from Flower. He thought it was from Mocha's daughter. So he thanked Mocha for the link. And Mocha didn't know what he was talking about. And I corrected him and said it was from Goldie. And it was her daughter's Instagram. To which Night Watcher got very embarrassed and he apologized to Mocha. Mocha said the same thing, that no need to be embarrassed, no need to apologize. So the important thing is he got it. Hey, our friend Flower is here. So that's the backstory, Goldie. And again, the important thing is, and I think you'll agree with me, that he got it. He's able to look at it, and he's able to learn. That's the important thing, able to learn. Subby Girl says, it's my birthday. My name is Logan. Happy birthday, Logan. How old are you? Let's see. I would sing happy birthday to you, but then it would not be a very happy birthday. It would be a noisy birthday. Man, I don't know how I fall asleep, how I fall behind so quickly. Barb says, great go mods. I was taking my Seagal. Dottie says, is anyone here on Instagram? I am same name over there. And I should add to that I am subscribed and connected with Dottie on Instagram. Happily so. Another beautiful channel. Everything Dottie puts out, always absolutely beautiful. Flowers said 32 people watching. That is a high for me. So, hey, if 32 people could hit the like button, I'd very much appreciate it. But first, I got to know that you like it. And I don't know that we've been talking long enough for anyone to have an opinion whether they like the conversation or not. I hope so. Dottie said I had an early stage of cancer some years ago, but the offending cancer was removed, hasn't returned. I'm glad it hasn't returned. Flower and Squirrel Sniper are on the ball. Barb says that was rude. I had skin cancer 2 years ago, and early stages it was removed, no issues. I need to be checked once a year though, or so. I'm supposed to have an appointment next week, but I'm thinking about rescheduling. I don't have a car right now because there was a mistake. It's a car that I inherited from my father, and it hasn't been transferred to my name yet, and now the insurance is canceled and it's not registered. Flower says Vivi was writing lyrics. Were they good? Were they hers? Hey, we might be getting some original lyrics here. We might have an up and coming Bob Dylan, Paul McCartney, or maybe someone modern. Beyonce? Let's see. Dottie says, hi, Logan. Welcome. Jacob's here. Hey again, brother. Jacob, how are you? Nightwatcher says, I'll refrain from chatting because of the awkwardness and do my moderation. Is it moderation or is it moderating? That's a good question. I don't know. However, I know Nightwatcher has his finger on the button the last couple sessions. Barb says she doesn't see Logan. Well, I hope she is off celebrating her birthday. And by the way, Nightwatcher, no need to feel awkward at all. Jacob says, salute to you, my friend. My burpee brother. I hope even people who might just briefly be lurking. Hey guys, subscribe to our friend Jacob. Actually, everyone here has such wonderful channels. Flower says, I don't know, I think Vivi was writing lyrics from a song by Kendrick Lamar. They would have been lost on me. Just don't know anything by Kendrick Lamar. Although I've been asked my opinion of Kendrick Lamar, because supposedly he was feuding with Drake, and I have no opinion. Little opinion on much these days. Barb says, well, blood sugar is 310. Nothing for me to eat now. Goldie is asking Nightwatcher, did you like her drawings? She uses different mediums. Man, I love people who are multi-talented like that. Amazes me to be able to switch. Nightwatcher says, I even wrote, I love you art. Came here from McCarty. It's Goldie will explain. I think Goldie says, don't worry about it, Nightwatcher. She hadn't posted in about 2 years. And you can delete it. This is true. Flower has a good point. Barb says, me too, Yogi. I had 2 spots and removed, yet have not returned. I had one, a precancerous, last time I was there, that they just burned off. They said, don't worry about it. The other one was a little deeper. They did a biopsy on it. Squirrel Sepper says, not with language like that. Gordy says, so don't worry about it. Dottie says, I really like Stevie Nicks. Very unique voice. Very unique voice and an excellent songwriter. Beautiful songwriter. Some of the most beautiful songs ever. Absolutely love Fleetwood Mac. Barb says, thumbs up, everyone. Thank you for that. Wolf says, Subby Gal was Logan. Yes. Did I miss Drama Queen? Well, if your name is Drama Queen, you got a lot to live up to. Dottie says, I have a new tool arriving tomorrow, which will help get prepping a van done quicker. Very exciting. What's the tool? Signature. Hey, Signature, I spent some time on your channel just a little bit ago. What a beautiful channel. I'd love taking that walk on the beach with you. Absolutely beautiful, my friend. Hey guys, if you want a nice laid-back experience, man, Signature is so low-key. I saw him talking to people on the beach, greeting people. Such a friendly atmosphere. It was like taking a walk with an old friend. I really enjoyed it. Joe Delaney says, hello, Yogi, and respect everyone in the chat. Joe Delaney, how are you, my friend? Joe Delaney has probably been here for a while, and I'm so far behind that I'm just now getting to it. I apologize for that. I'm a bit slow on the uptake. Goldie says, Night Watcher, what on this sweet earth are you doing? Barb says, both mine were cut out. I'm glad nothing's returned. And I hope you're getting checked regularly. For me, a lifetime being fair-skinned and a lifetime of backpacking, camping, running around in the woods and the fields, and then I spent the past decade as an ultra runner. I definitely got to be careful. Random's getting owned by mods. Yep, the mods are on ball. Lila Rose 12. What a pretty name. Lila Rose, how are you? She says, hello. Daddy says, osculating multi-tool, Eric. Wow. It sounds technical. I hope you do I hope you get to see a video of you using it. That would be awesome. I can't say that I've ever seen an osculating multi-tool before. Lila Rose says, answer me, Eric. Well, first you have to ask me a question. And then, for the most part, probably, I'll be happy to answer you. Wolf says, they think drama didn't stay long. No, looks like we're settling down to its normal number. Man, I hit the peak, 32 people. Briefly in the house, briefly in the room. They saw how serious the moderators were and said, don't want any of that action. These guys are too sharp for me. Joe Delaney says, so Signature, I just finished talking, walk on the beach also. Beautiful. Awesome. Something about that sound of water. it can do two things to you. It can make you very solitary, very quiet, very meditative. I think that when we listen to the ocean, we're listening to our heritage, that we have seawater in our veins and that it calls to us. We're literally affected. We're tides being swayed by the moon. And also, it opens us up. We're friendlier, we're more empathetic and compassionate towards others. Flower says, Lila, please be patient. Patience is a must on Yogi's live stream. I think if you guys ever invite a friend here, you should preface it with, so he's going to be really slow. Temper every expectation. Squirrel Temper says, greeting signature, South Coast here too, Sussex. So you guys are in the same area? That's absolutely awesome. Flower says, why are there always kids? Yeah, it's weird lately. I don't know if they actually are, or if they're just using kids' handles. Would be my guess, but I don't know. Night Watcher says, that's not a, oh, Goldie said, I'm sorry, that's not a question, Lila Rose. I didn't see it. But if it wasn't a question, then it must have been a statement. Flower says, I think young kids are coming in and seeking attention, probably. Could be. Barb says, I had too good of a time today at the party. No drama zone. Yeah, I would say you guys have no time for drama. After what you've been through, it's just, life takes on a different tone. If you've come back from cancer, if you're still battling cancer, who has time for drama, you know? It's a shame that it takes such a thing, such an experience, to bring us to that sharper realization that, hey, there's no time to start being kind. That it's not something that we put off in the future. That, you know what, it's a dog-eat-dog world. I need to get ahead, and once I'm ahead, then I'll relax, and then I'll be kind, and then I'll be compassionate. It reminds me of St. Catherine of Siena, the Christian saint, who said, all the way to heaven is heaven, meaning it starts right here, right now. Lila Rose is timed out. Barb says, be nice and respectful here. Flower says, stop timing people out for 24 hours. I'm getting so much help from moderators that I don't really want to question what they're doing. I'm putting my trust in my friends, and we'll just continue the conversation. Night Watcher says, Flowers, so you kind of be a mod. Squirrel Simper says, Flower, please think about what you're doing. Barb says, can I say bingo to what you said, Yogi? You certainly can, my friend. I think most of us here would, I think we all have that same thought. The people who have visited and stayed or visit on a regular basis, or even visit every once in a while, by and large have been extremely kind and compassionate people. As I mentioned before, hey, every troll that comes in, I don't even like calling them trolls, actually. I don't even know what a troll is. A A troll is still a person, maybe misdirected, um, but I guess that's as good as name as I can think of right now. Two things for me: every time's an opportunity to practice. Can I be kind? Can I be patient um, with whoever comes in to chat, whatever they bring? That's for me though. Doesn't mean it has to be that way for everyone. So if the people who are doing me the great favor of being moderators, um, who are guiding the conversation, take it in their hands to um, keep the conversation cleaner, I appreciate it, and I have their back 100%, as they have mine. So also, for however long they stay, they're giving me some watch hours. Night Watcher says, I'm guessing from looking at all this, I'm guessing Kenny is sending you her troll goons. I like that expression, troll goons. I've never had a goon before. This is pretty exciting time, guys. Troll goons to fight us because these troll waves came in after we muted him. That could be. Squirrel Simple says, you're allowing the flow to be distrusted and not teaching those responsible their medicine's requirements. I can see that, Squirrel Sniper. Dottie says, I've just subscribed to a guy with the seaside video. Signature. Awesome, Dottie. He just has this really super mellow vibe. Man, I actually felt like I was walking on the beach with him. I had the same feeling when Goldie was walking alongside the river, except for the fact that I was super dry, not getting splashed. Joe says, actually, per another one of Yogi's mods, timing out that long can hurt Yogi's channel. That's why we're not supposed to time out for that long. And Wolf says, like the country, thank you for that, Joe. Like the country song says, live like you are dying. Exactly. And there's actually a Sufi as well as Buddhist saying, die before you die. Meaning, have that realization that you're having a life experience right now before you die. Get your freedom now. All the way to heaven is heaven, so realize heaven right now. Remember Jesus saying the kingdom of heaven is within. So if you think that you can wait, my opinion, if you think you can wait and do whatever you want and get into heaven when you die, living whatever kind of life that you live, if you think that you can be mean to someone in a chat, in a live stream because it's inconsequential, I knew when that word occurred to me that it was going to be difficult to get out. I went for it anyway. If you think that these are minor details, the news is there are no minor details. That how you conduct yourself on a live stream is, it might seem like a little thing, but it's also part of life. You're dealing with someone's feelings, you're dealing with someone's emotions. You cause a hurt feeling online, just because it's virtual, it's still a hurt feeling. So think about that. We're not punished by karma, but karma is the result of what we do. So if you put that out there, then you live with the consequences of what you've done. I keep mentioning what Buddha said, that you're not punished for your anger, you're punished by your anger. Anger is the punishment, and it happens instantly. Karma isn't always a far off event. When you're angry, your blood pressure rises. You're stressed out because you release all kinds of stressful hormones into your system. There's karma playing out right now. Lila Rose says, this is not Lila, it is Hannah. Well, welcome to you, Hannah. Hannah, sorry, my apologies. Gordy says hi and welcome, as long as you are respectful. If not, please scroll on. I agree. And everyone says, please be respectful. Flower says, I can have my mod be removed if you like. I'd like you right where you are, Flower. Goldie says, Eric, can you please pin my previous message? Yes, I can. Let me find it on my laptop. If I can. If not, I'm going to try to do it here. I think I did it. I think so. Flower says, I can't really think straight. That's because, yet again, one more time, you're awake when you should be asleep. Barb says, they stalk, harass, bully, and disrespect others. That seems to be the pattern. And Squirrel Sniper says, it's sort of a bad negative energy. What I don't like about it is we end up talking about them instead of our usual great conversation that we have. Night Watcher says, what's your thoughts on pancakes versus waffles? The answer will always be the same. It's got to be pancakes. Waffles are for fancy people. Waffles are just fancy pancakes. Waffles are pancakes with a bit of an attitude. Waffles are pancakes that think they're better. Think they're better than me. Think they're better than a regular old pancake eater. That's my thought on pancakes. Not that I've given it much thought before. Flower says, oh, here we go again. Dottie says, Eric is courteous and respectful to all of us. Just be courteous to everyone here. Exactly. And Flower says, you'll all be hidden if you're not nice. Barb says, no, it won't hurt. YouTube suggests it. Barb is asking, Brianna, welcome. If you're here for long, we'll see. Why so many kids today? Flower says, because they're obvious trolls. Yeah, sadly, probably so. And as Barb says, and as Squirrel Sniper says, our energy hurts when we are physical or mentally. We must be one with all things. I agree. 100%. Moderator turn on live commentary mode. I don't know what that means. Only viewers selected by the channel owner can send messages. Well, one thing though, I do like giving anyone a chance. As we've made some good friends from, people just popping in. Flower says bye. So it's a learning process. We're all learning how it goes. Scroll Sniper has been a moderator in some very, very big discussions. I mean, like huge. Joe says, hope everyone has a great evening. You too, my friend, heading to the gym. Have a wonderful workout, Joe. Waffles are for the posh, rich kids. You commoners can have your dirty pancakes, and I'll keep it that way. Barb says she dozes off in the chair. Goldie suggests sleep. You need to rest too. Hey, yeah, you had a big day. You had a big energetic day. That type of gathering, being around that many people who are enjoying life, there's always going to be that energetic, I'm going to say let down, but I don't mean that in a negative way. It just means that because we soared so high, that things have a tendency to drop. Barb says she won't sleep tonight. Her sugar's too high. Squirrel Sepper says to Barb, just turn off YouTube. You time someone out. Because they used the B word. Thank you. Hey, I'm caught up. Runner Boy is here. Hello, Runner Boy. So, I have some quite a few people here from Great Britain. Signature was here. Squirrel Sniper, Runner Boy, Dottie. Pretty awesome. So I'm caught up, and it seems that we are somewhat trollless. Part of the game. So we can dive in. And whatever you guys want to talk about. Throw something out there that has absolutely nothing to do with pancakes and absolutely nothing to do with waffles. Most especially, throw something out there that has nothing to do with waffles. I'm not anti-waffle. I'm just pro-pancake. We've been having some really good conversations with art. This is a good opportunity, guys, because we have, and if Mocha pops in too, we have Goldie, who watched an artist unfold. She watched a young artist. She knew and nurtured an artist when she was Flower's age and when she was Nightwatcher's age. So you can get some good insights. What did she do? Because how did she do it? How often did she practice? Did she get frustrated? Important questions. And she is now heading off to college to be an architect. So this is someone who took their art seriously and is now taking it to the next highest level. So if you have any aspirations whatsoever, as well, we have people, Squirrel Sniper, who performing art, lots of people here who have dedicated their life. Nightwatcher says, Runner Boy, watch out. Lots of trolls here. Runner Boy says he's used to them. I'm perfectly fine with my commoner pancakes. Eleanor says, tell me a car for an edit. Someone else asked me that too. I actually don't know what it means by an edit. But hey, if we're throwing out cars right now, let's go with a 1967 Stingray Corvette. I don't know why. I saw one once, and it was the first car I've ever seen with actual muscles. You looked at it and you thought, man, that is a powerful machine. And I'm not a car person, so for a car to really impress me like that says a lot about the car. So hey, I hope that works with the edit, whatever that means. And if you want to tell me what it means, Goldie says, now Night Watcher, which was your favorite drawing? I love two, the clockmaker and his wife, and the coffee shop. Runner Boy says, in a way, YouTube is art. I agree 100%, Runner Boy. I've actually been saying that quite a bit. Live streaming is an art form. So I don't know if every single session is going to be different. We're going to navigate around all kinds of different issues. The bombardment of trolls is a new experience. Interesting, just when we were finding our stride again. Just when we had some other issues, and things were getting a little more even. But you know what? Hey, you take this in stride as well. It actually, again, just how we get to practice. Goldie says, is that Buno? I'm going to guess Buno, Eleanor? Hi, Eleanor. Might be Buno. I'm guessing Buno. That what she says, I love the Lion Girl. I think holding the flag. Eleanor. It's a pretty name, my friend. Says hello. Cody says, yes, it was one of the draw it your way, I think. Nice. Squirrel Sniper says, 7/21, 1976, Jensen and Scepter. I think that's going to make a trip. I'll read it later, but it's going to make a trip to the Google machine. If Squirrel Sniper is putting it out there, it's definitely going to be some kind of a machine. 7.2L, I'm sorry. And of course, car stuff is already coming up, just as I typed that. 1976. It's a good year for me, guys. 1976. I was fully 11 years old. Enter. Scepter. So I'm just going to do an image. And that's a classy looking car. Is that a British car? Verna Boy says, by the way, I went up 100 watch hours since my last live. That's awesome. That's the way to do it. Gordy says, let her be for now. Night Watcher, I speak a language. Gordy says, well done, Runner Boy. That's awesome news. Yeah, it is. Hey, Runner Boy, are you going live tomorrow morning? Squirrel Simper says, Night Watcher, patience is a virtue. It is. And we get a counter argument. Impulsiveness is an endless gamble. It certainly is. It is also, I don't know, for me, it would lead to a bit of anxiety, I think. Patience with others is one of the ultimate acts of kindness. And if you are ever blessed and unfortunate enough to be a caregiver for somebody who truly, truly needs it, then you will definitely appreciate the cultivation of patience throughout your life. If you are ever someone who is in need of a caregiver, then you will doubly appreciate the art and care of patience. Squirrel Sniper says, check the horsepower, British made. Gonna do a quick little skim through. I'll be honest with you, I know so little about cars unless I see something that says horsepower. It says V8, high deck, big block. So I have to study this more to get the actual. It seems there are different models: convertible, coupe, and then the Jensen Interceptor. Nightwatch just says, those fine British horses. And Runner Boy hasn't decided to go live yet. Runner Boy says, look up Smart Car Roadster. I have that. Interesting. The last car that I unofficially own the one I have now. Like I said, it was from my father. The last car before this was a Subaru Outback that I was absolutely in love with. Hey, that's a nice looking car too. What makes it a smart car? That watcher says, Yogi needs some anti-screen glare glasses. Probably so. I thought these actually were. Goldie says, Runner Boy, can it please be after 9 p.m. your time so I can join the chat? And Runner Boy says, I usually start at 9 in the morning or 9:30. Goldie will be at work, unable to comment. Night Watcher says, Yogi streams are so late for me. I apologize for that. I'm risking my sleep just for this stream. I don't care about my exams. Oh, you got to care about the exams. Tomorrow's the last one, man. You're there. You did it. You made it through the school year. You made it through the exams. And Goldie says, especially if I'm alone on my shift again. Runner Boy says it's exactly the same as that we have smart cars, 2-seaters, just sports version, and the semi-automatic. I knew very little of what any of that meant. I'm going to be honest with you. And Goldie, very importantly, says, Night Watcher, those exams are important. They are. Hey, I'll tell you the truth. I'd rather have 50 trolls in here controlling the entire conversation than have you be too sleepy to perform well on your exam. Goldie has put on her mom voice, as you can tell by the exclamation points all across the board. Night Watcher. And not just, for those exams, Night Watcher, sleep is vital. We all feel better with a good night's sleep, that's for sure. Speaking of which, I got to take my little pill. It's okay. Caffeine will get me through this. Caffeine has its downside. Night Watcher, are you hearing Runner Boy? That's one thing I regret, not taking exams seriously. Goldie says, and I don't use, she doesn't use that voice often. Here's the thing, when I was in school, I probably had an undiagnosed learning disability. I was unhappy. I felt lost. I felt overwhelmed. And I didn't know that I could turn and ask someone for help. And to be honest, at that time, this is in the 70s through the early 80s, I don't think there was anyone I could have asked. That it's just the way schools were. You either stayed with the program or you were left behind, and I was left behind. However, these days, you can be diagnosed, you can be helped, and you can turn to people and you can say, hey, look, I need some help. And there's absolutely no problem, no issue whatsoever to asking for help. As a matter of fact, you should ask for help. At the same time, the sooner that we start taking some responsibility for our well-being, meaning getting a good night's sleep, eating properly, getting some sunlight, getting some exercise. Doesn't have to be all the stuff that all of us burpee guys do. Be just taking a walk. Something along those lines. The sooner that we can step up and do that also, it gives us a sense of control, that we have some things that we can control in our lives. Night Watcher says, I take my exam seriously, but I take Yogi's streams more seriously. And Goldie says, you can always revisit the stream. You only have so many opportunities to take your exam. This is true. And hey, after your exam, you're on a break, right? All the time in the world. All about priorities. I appreciate you saying something like that, although I know with the laughter afterwards that you were joking. And I appreciate you guys being here, both you and Flower. I like the fact that I have people from a young age to an older age, although I think I'm always just about the oldest. Not necessarily so. I think a few people come in who are a little older than me. I love that. And I hope when younger people come in here that I can offer some type of insight to their own lives, because man, it's been a while since I've been in school, but I remember it so vividly. And yes, it's a different time, but the things that you learn, they stay with you. Runner Boy says I got 3 A stars in level 3 course after school, but I was never informed how important grades are for your future. Wish I knew it at the time. Yep, and now Runner Boy is here to let Night Watcher. What a perfect... If you're here in the live stream and you don't take these important lessons, and again, you don't ask those questions to people like Goldie, Milka, another mother of a young artist, take advantage of the live stream. And by taking advantage of the live stream, it means also getting some sleep when you need some sleep. That Watcher says, it'll be okay, Goldie. I won't fall asleep. It's not so much about falling asleep. It's having your brain rested and full of energy. Goldie says, remember my daughter is taking a huge exam next week. Yes, she is. These are the all important ones. They set the course for the next upcoming years. You could say that sets the course for the for life. Goldie says, so know how important they are. Goldie says, my daughters are end of the high school finals, which counts in her university entrance exam. Yeah, that's big, Night Watcher. Everybody went silent. No, we're still talking. Goldie says that didn't go silent. Nope, she's putting some important information. She's sharing some. Man, I wish I had people taking that interest in me when I was 15, when I was 12, when I was 30. I wish I had people taking that kind of interest in me. Eric Lapointe is here. Eric says, hey Goldie, what's up, chat? Eric Lapointe, how are you, my friend? Night Watcher says, Bangladesh school systems works a bit different. We go to college at 16 and retake a grade before I was diagnosed with ADHD. They just thought I was dumb, so I have 2 years more. Hey, take advantage of those 2 years. Now they know, and now you know, you're not dumb. You never were dumb. That's, Night Watcher, that's glaringly obvious in this conversation that you are far from dumb. Highly intelligent and talented young man. You have a lot to offer the world. Dive in deep. Show everyone what you got, my friend. Runner Boy says, cognitive function drops to the level of being drunk after one night of no sleep. Hey, when I was doing 24-hour races, I would recover from the run itself. I always ran the next day, no matter how long the race was. Physically, I'd feel okay. But through the years, I noticed it would take me longer and longer to recover from the lack of sleep. And towards the end, it was taking me up to 3 weeks to finally feel 100%. Lack of sleep, your immune function drops. As Runner Boy says, your cognitive function drops. All kinds of negative effects. Goldie says, my daughter needs her sleep. If not, the numbers stop numbering. And we can't have that. Definitely can't have that. Eric Lapointe says, Runner Boy, nice to see you. Night Watcher liked that reply from Goldie. Numbers not numbering. That was her expression. Very wise expression. This is someone at her young age who seems to have some deep insights. As we see, one from Goldie's descriptions, for two, when we watch that, the gift, the dragon and the box, she's a highly empathetic young lady. That which says, I didn't once sleep for 3 days straight. Nothing happened that you are aware of, but quite a bit actually happened. That watch says, I can't even say that. Is a triple contraction? Contraction, sorry. So actually correct English. I'm going to have to run that by Mocha. Mocha is my grammatical checkpoint. Goldie says, oh, the ignorance and energy of youth when they think they are Superman. Yep. And sometimes that lasts for far longer than it should. I was a teenager until I was 29 years old. Maybe 29, 30. I lived my life like a teenager, closing down bars, running around, doing crazy, stupid things, thinking I was Superman. Eric Point says, "We always a runner, Yogi." Um, I've always run, but I haven't always been a runner. Meaning that I used to run to train for football. I used to run to train for when I was doing martial arts for keep my weight in check when I was powerlifting, when I was bulking up. I was always running for something. And it was only when I turned 45 that I became a runner, that I was racing, seeing what I could do. And I actually haven't run for a few weeks. I was hoping that maybe, but I did really fast walking. I mean, I'm walking at a somewhere between a 13 and 15-minute mile pace. Um, and my last few ultras, I actually power walked. My last 24-hour race, I walked the entire thing, and I got 81 miles, I believe. But yeah, I've been as heavy as a 220-pound power lifter. And then I was in my 140s or so as an ultra runner. No need to apologize for spelling mistakes. As I mentioned before, I speak in typos and spelling mistakes. My original language is spelling mistakes. Goni says, I know from my personal experience, I'm snappier if I didn't get enough sleep. Dubclip says, I love your channel. Hey, thank you for that. I appreciate that. So here's what I love about live streams. I never know how it's going to turn out. We started off nice and quiet, and then we got hit with some offbeat energy. Again, I'm looking for different descriptions than a troll. You know what? I think when you label someone in a troll, now they have no opportunity to redeem themselves. We see trolls. Everyone should have an opportunity. I'm not saying that we should always give them that opportunity in every live stream. Sometimes, you know, we know where it's going to go if we can head it off, but there's always an opportunity for someone to come back. We worked through that entire thing, and now we're having the conversations to me that are super, super meaningful. We're reaching out to a young friend, a very talented artist. We're sharing our own experiences of being young, making mistakes, being older, making mistakes, being upper middle aged and making mistakes. I think I'm the only one in that present company here. Bumblebee says, hi, everyone. Was listening, but couldn't comment. I appreciate you being here. T, very much. Eric Point says, I've been working on my garden all day, but I will pay off. How's the garden work coming? Goldie says, what did you plant, Eric Lapointe? Excellent question. So I just got a message from Barb who said, Yogi, when commentary mode is turned off, anyone without a wrench can't type in room. Wolf could not type, so he left. I apologize for Wolf and to Barb for that. So we won't have commentary mode on because, man, Wolf has, although Wolf has great insight to offer. He's a good friend, so we definitely want him. We want everyone to be able to say something until it seems like they shouldn't be participating any longer. Eric says, everything, Goldie. Over 50 plants. Man, Eric is a planter. If anyone had a calling to be a planter, it's Eric Lapointe. Goldie, have you ever heard how many trees Eric Lapointe has planted? Bumblebee says, Night Watcher, I'm sure sleep deprivation and lack of sleep has impacted my mental health. I shocked a consultant psychiatrist, sleeping 30 minutes in an entire 12 nights. Have a sleep disorder all my life. Yeah, I went through, for me, what felt like an actual hell with the triple whammy of anxiety, panic attacks, and insomnia. I couldn't even lay down. I would make a heroic effort to tire myself out so that I could lay down just for a short period of time. My hope was that because I was I was keeping my meditation, I was also keeping my workouts up. But I think that was my saving grace, was meditating. IFNHU is here. Says hello. Hello, my friend. Any update on the doggo? Night Watcher says contraction, like don't a triple contraction, like is a common joke in there's a grammar community because it's actually correct English. If there is a grammar community, I am almost 100% certain that I will not be invited to hang out with those guys. And T says they needed to take medical treatment in the end, and I don't mean sleeping meds. Wow. We have some important information being shared, Night Watcher. Goldie says, no, how many? Thousands. And then correction, tens of thousands. That is awesome. I can't think of a more noble calling to have. Night Watcher says, thanks for the advice, T. And Goldie wants to know what kind. Fruit trees, mixed or woods? Christmas, evergreens. Beautiful trees. Some of my favorite areas when I'm running in the nearby mountains here, which I haven't done for quite some time, is a lot of times the hardwood forest will open up to a long stretch of pines, and the needles actually soften the path. It makes for easier running. Night Watcher says, bye guys. Night Watcher, I hope that means you're getting some sleep, my friend. Let us know how the exams go. Good luck tomorrow. T says, the consultant psychiatrist was worried I was going to collapse if I wasn't allowed to walk to dining room. I had a staff move me in a wheelchair and OBS. They gave my brain a reset with barbiturates. Wow. That's definitely quite serious. Bumblebee says, so Night Watcher, please take care. I appreciate you sharing that with our friend Night Watcher. It's, again, important information that so many of us didn't have. We just didn't have that source. Goldie says, nice, I love that smell. Yeah, I love the smell too. but not the sap. Eric LaPointe says, Goldie, do you know why they say sleep tight? Interesting. I'm trying to think if I do know why, and I don't think I do. I'm going to do a quick reply here to our friend Barb. There we go. Goldie says, no, but I'm sure I'll find out. And Eric Point says, because there would be ropes, rope ties together and sleep in, and if you weren't tight, you would fall out. Huh, interesting. Sleep tight. That makes perfect sense. Weird how that caught on, you know? T says, yes, Yogi, I was warned if I collapse, I'd be in the main hospital from the psych ward. If I feel tired nowadays, I go to bed even in the middle of the day. I know warning signs of sleep deprivation. I can see, I see it calling. Man, that's really important information. One of the things I absolutely love talking about is sleep hygiene. Because I had to reset my entire life to get my sleep back on track. And it's not easy, it's not fun, but it's doable. And as T was saying, once you go through it, you start recognizing those warning signs and you can take steps. Getting that sunlight to the eyes, getting some gentle motion in the morning, meditation, yoga nidra, having the downtime, yoga inversions, anytime that you get your head below your knees, called an inversion, but you can also do, if you're doing a downward dog, it's still an inversion. Goldie says, I learned something new today. Thank you. Any day we learn something new is always a good day. I mentioned it wasn't not so much new, but new appearances of some old things on my early walk. That first thing I came to as I turned the corner from my neighborhood to start hitting the bike path was a crow sitting on a chimney with the sunrise just illuminating the entire thing. Let's see. Bumblebee says, what's Barb? I watched her live today. Yep, I was there. Oh, I saw you today. Yep, it was nice. She sent me a message on Facebook. And T says, I see a cat in the corner calling. Corner of ceiling, sorry. Wow. Yeah, that's definitely a sign. That's one of the things in ultra running is it can lead to hallucinations when you've been up that long and moving so hard. T says, Yogi, sleep hygiene. I can out-talk a consultant on this. I bet you can, my friend. We should, in a upcoming live stream, devote as much time as possible, you and I and everyone, their own experiences, talking about the things that they have done to help them get a good night's sleep. To have an entire sleep hygiene conversation. Cody says, T, do you need your sleep? And Eric points to sleep is where it's at. It is, and it's an underappreciated thing in our younger years. We think, as Goldie said, we think that we're Supermen, that we can get by with so little, but it takes a toll. T says, I've learned many things, help sleep and educate psychiatrists when they preach sleep hygiene and don't listen. It's a sleep disorder of body clock. Yep, resetting that circadian rhythm. T says, Goldie, not yet. I appreciate that our friend Goldie puts out that concern to her friends. T says, I got about 6 hours last night. I slept in a day. And I love the fact that you practice Yoga Nidra. As I mentioned before, an hour of Yoga Nidra can be as beneficial as the equivalent of 4 hours worth of sleep. So even if you lie in Yoga Nidra for half an hour, not to mention the creative energy that it sparks, the renewal of our spiritual connection. T says, delayed phase sleep disorder is what I suffer from, lack of melatonin. Do you supplement your diet with melatonin? The little pill that I take is a Ayurvedic herb mixed with melatonin. T says, I'm in pain, Goldie, and no shower. I'm sorry for that, my friend. Goldie says she's sorry as well. Yeah, I've come to value my sleep time. T says, I tried Andrew Haberman's Yoga Nidra after lunch, and I didn't remember it finishing. It was 10 minutes long, and I slept 30 minutes into the next video. That's good, though. That means you entered one, you got the sleep that you needed. My favorite is let me bring it up. I've shared some of my on a playlist of some of my favorite Yoga Nidras. I'm bringing that up right now. Ali Boothroyd. She's some of my favorite Yoga Nidras. I like the traditional yogic Yoga Nidras. Swami Sivananda and some of his stuff, they offer guided Yoga Nidra scripts. T says, Yogi melatonin in the UK can only be prescribed by a psychiatrist. Well, and they will prescribe only 2 milligrams for 2 weeks. My condition needs long-term, and I can shift my sleep onset time 15 minutes in about 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. T takes herbal supplement and magnesium. I take magnesium as well. Bumblebee says Allie is who I usually follow for Yoga Nidra. She's one of my go-to. I really love her voice and how she sets it up. And she uses a very traditional script as well. Not always in a traditional order, but the script itself is very traditional. Very much enjoy her work. And I love sharing her out too. T says, Yogi, I discuss it privately if you want. Certainly. Milka McCarty is here. Milka McCarty is someone who also has suffered quite seriously for sleep deprivation. Actually, for as long as I've known Milka, sleep has been an issue for her. And it didn't help that for long stretches of time, she had to work, had to do shift work in the military. Bumblebee says, I found sleep hypnosis can be beneficial to drop off than white noise. I have an air purifier, and the white noise helps me quite a bit. Meditation also does a couple things. Alleviates anxiety, which is a leading cause of sleepless nights. It's restorative. It resets. It helps us reset our circadian rhythm. And it also gives us a deep, deep rest. So if we're not getting the sleep we should, hopefully we can find time to do some meditation. Everyone's saying hi to Milka. T says, to be honest, I prefer my night shifts out of all the shifts I've worked. Interesting. I've only worked a few night shifts. Eric Lapointe says, hey to Milka. If you notice, Eric Lapointe's hand is up in the perfect position for a high five. I'm not saying that I'd be jealous if Eric Lapointe got a high five, and after almost 23 years of being in a relationship with Milka, I have never gotten a high five. But let's just say that I'm keeping an eye out to see what's going to happen here. AD. Skibidi toilet. That is quite an interesting comment. I can't say that I completely agree with it, to be honest with you. I appreciate you sharing that with me. I'll take it under deep, deep consideration. For all I know, that comment could have been the literal secret that unravels the mysteries of the universe. And here I am taking it in a non-serious manner. I could have just brushed off my last opportunity for ultimate enlightenment. What can you do, guys? T says, I did about 6 years in emergency nights, was part of it. I never slept on shift like others. As if I got up, I felt like I'd faint on a job. Yeah, I could see that. Goldie says, deep. It was very deep. I was trying to, instead of me understanding it, I was trying to dive in so that it would understand me. But we just couldn't reach that point. I will keep trying. I much prefer someone coming in. I love those kind of trolls. Come in and drop a comment like that that's going to make me laugh. I prefer that than someone coming in and being mean. You know what I mean? Hey, guys. Well, I don't want to invite people to come in and do stuff like that. But if you are going to come in, be like that. be that kind of, for lack of a better word, that kind of troll. Goldie says, yes, I know what you mean. In the end, all we can do is smile at this stuff. One of my great lessons in life was learning how to smile at my stuff. Man, I got as much stuff as anyone out there. We all do. You don't get through life without accumulating stuff. And sometimes if we're lucky, we get to start abandoning some of our stuff. If we're not lucky, we get to hold it lightly. We get to smile about it. AD says, keep it up. I certainly will, my friend. I appreciate that. Goldie says, funny fungus. AD says, I meant keep it up. I will do my best. Goldie says, well done. A nice comment. It was. So, AD, nice to make your acquaintance, my friend. Yeah, learning to smile at that stuff. And it's all stuff, every little bit of it. Hey, I just clicked on your page, AD, and I see that you are a gamer. And I got to tell you something. I don't play games, but I really appreciate my gaming friends. And I give them full support. Because you know what? They're doing the thing that brings them a whole lot of joy. And any type of joy carries over into the world. So that's some pretty big stuff. I don't have to participate in something in order to support it or to even like it, you know. I like the channels. I like the channel content maker. So, my friend, I just subscribed. And I see you got 6,000 subscribers. Man, well done. Excellent job. Eric LaPointe says, AD, so you're a gamer. Our friend William is here. William, how are you? Eric McCarty, bent trees. I got to be honest. Yesterday I had the best intent and I didn't get around to doing it, and today it slipped my mind. But here's what I'm going to do. Because I'm actually excited. I'm actually excited to see this. And I'm right now on Goldie's channel, and I'm hitting bookmarking it. So it will be up first thing in the morning. When I come back from my, after I do my 5 a.m. reading, and I take my walk, it is going to be up and running as I eat my breakfast. Everyone says hi to William. Just left work, doing well. Hope you had a good day at work. You going to get in a workout this evening? The other day, our friend William told me it was 106 degrees where he was at in Phoenix. T says, Goldie and Yogi, there's a red telephone boxes in this town. Apparently, there's a twin pair nearby. Interesting. Always so much fun to see. It's like we're stepping into another era, but it's an era that we all knew. Us, not everyone, not all of our friends. Some of our young friends will be looking and thinking, "Man, what is that?" Isn't it amazing, sort of, that we're of the last generation that actually is going to remember landlines. I guess millennials will too, to a certain extent. Our friend Selina here is here. I don't do games, but my boys do. I was worried times that they were not going out and living, so I restricted their gotta game time. Gotta be mom. This is true. You gotta be mom. Mom versus games. I was the villain. You were a villain out of love. You were a villain from love. You did what needed to be done. You stepped up. Not every mom these days is willing to be a villain. Selina, how are you? And how is your sister Dana? And on the subject, sending out love and prayers and energy to your sister as well as to you, my friend. T says, I didn't get out today. Maybe tomorrow. I need essential in shop. Gordy says, or for other people, not me, Dr. Hill. Yes, Dr. Hill. Gordy asks how Dana is. William says, no workout tonight, Yogi. Tomorrow I will. Awesome. What's on the agenda for tomorrow? Gordy says to Selina that I was a bigger villain with my own. Didn't have, or bigger villain, my own. Didn't have a game console until this year. Yeah, but what a huge benefit. What a huge payoff, especially for an artist. To have that time doing what she did. Selina says, it's day by day, and thank you all for prayers and energy. You're welcome, my friend. William says, tomorrow is Arms Day. Best day of the week. Maybe. Bench day was always a big day. Squat day was always the most dreaded day. Especially if I was out having a good time the night before. But just because you had a good time doesn't mean you missed the workout. Goldie says, no smartphone until she turned 12. It's an excellent policy. I think I was 35, 36. I'm trying to think how old I was when I met Milka. Milka got me my first smartphone. Milka got me my first cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone. T says, hi to Selina. You'll always be a villain if you stop kids doing what they feel is best or enjoy. Eric Lapointe, thank you, my friend. Eric is going to call it a night. Another great live. Good night, everyone. Good night. Eric, thank you again, my friend. I'm going to call it a night, too, in just a little bit. Bumblebee says, well done. Good mom. Yes, exactly. Milka would always say, I'll be your friend later. Later in life, we'll be friends. Now, I'm going to be a mom. Gordy says I got my first cell phone in 2004. That's probably when no, probably 2003, 2002. Milka and I started dating in 2002. We got married in 2004. T says goodnight to Eric Lapointe. Well, Goldie says it was a Niclo brick with the extended antenna. I forgot they even had antennas. Wolf says he's back. Welcome back. Hey, sorry you were unable to reply. Goldie says that she's sorry for not watching his mistake. Over enthusiastic with his protection. I gotta appreciate that. Night Watcher takes his job seriously. Selena says, I go through these streams. I see a lot of video gamers, tarot card readers, rappers. I wonder if that's the current grassroots world out there. Could be. Actually, probably so. Our friend Empress of the New Earth, at least originally was planning on some tarot card readings. Don't know if that is still her intent. I know she just wants to. She's a healer and she wants to have that healing energy out there. She's off to a good start. Get a thumbs up from Eric Lapointe. T had a Nokia phone at start. Was a 3310 or a 32010. I don't remember what my first cell phone was. I might have donated it somewhere. Gordy says that it's trending to Selena. I appreciate the fact that the gamers have decided to take it to the next level, that they're putting it out there. As Runner Boy talked about YouTube being an art form, which I agree that it is, that for them, they are offering their gaming as an art. It's not for me to understand or not understand. I appreciate what they're doing. The ones that the ones that do it the best. And I suspect that our friend AD, with 6,000 subscribers, is one of the better ones, one of the great ones. I'm looking forward to checking him out if he goes live. And I see that he does. Gordy says that the 3,300, 3,300 was my upgrade from that. Got it in the summer of 2005. Of course, secondhand. Boy, they've come a long ways. We no longer need an antenna. How many of you guys had antennas on your TV? What a big thing that was when I was a kid. I still remember getting our first microwave. Absolutely amazing, the technological advancement that we've made in such a short time. Goldie says, yes, but it was a great self-defense weapon. Yeah, I could see that, actually. Goldie had an antenna on the house. We did not have that, but I do remember. I do remember the houses that had them. T says, microwaves are harmful to me and my condition. I'm sorry to hear that. I've heard that from others as well, and for different conditions. The funny thing, well, not funny, serious thing, is we actually don't know the harmful effects of so many things that we take for granted right now, because they're still relatively new. There's still new things within our lifetime. Certain illnesses have increased. I'm not someone that tie things together, but it's always worth exploring. T says, Eric, it causes my ME myaglis. And that word is beyond me, to impact me in way of severe fatigue. Wow. Yes, I've heard of sensitivity to microwave, sensitivity to cell phones as well, for some people. T says she can't tolerate CT scans as well, CAT scans. Selena says, oh, by the way, I hope I'm never awake during a surgery. And 2, I hope I do awake from all the surgeries. Maybe all awake, well and cured too. Microwaves and defibrillators, keep them separate. Good advice, and I agree with you 100% on not waking up during a surgery. And waking up after surgery. Goldie says, actually, he was 3 and little, born on the 29th of February. Talking about her cousin, got the very first parabolic dish. I saw it in my life, 13 years old, both of us. Big step into the future. I remember getting cable for the first time, I'm going to say 1981, and I remember the dawn of MTV when it first came on. Video Killed the Radio Star, the very first song that was played. I'm getting some helpful tips from T. We'll see if it's helpful. I'm going to give it my best attempt. I'll give in self-lupathy. And get, not give. Got it. So, all this talk of sleep, and I'm going to get ready to do so myself. Goldie says, I remember that too, but 1980 was still communism here, no cable. So cable came in the late 90s. Yeah, that was a big event. I remember the fall of the Berlin Wall. Almost anticlimactic when you think of all that living during the Cold War, and have everything just come to an end like that. Wolf says, blessings everyone, have a great night. You too, my friend, thank you very much. T says, stay for everyone, thanks for the chat. And that Wolf, it was nice to join Barb today. I always enjoy my time with Barb. Cody says, have a great night, Wolf, and thank you for coming back very much, Wolf. I appreciate that. And hey, guys, I appreciate you all hanging in there during the troll festival that we had for a brief but memorable period of time. It really does show that we can surf through that stuff. I always feel bad because we got some friends who come in and they want to have the talks that we used to have, and sometimes we're just in the thick of that mess and we haven't made our way through it yet. But if we can stick with it, we end up having a really nice conversation like we did tonight. So hey, it's a learning process. We're all getting there. So yet again, big thanks to the moderators for doing that tough work. And big thank you for all you guys sticking with me through the whole mess. I keep in mind, sometimes I enjoy a mess, but not everyone does. Gordy says, I need 5 minutes. You got it. I will see you in just a little bit, my friend. Kenny Johnson says, hi. Kenny, how are you? We're just getting ready to call it a night, Kenny. But I appreciate you stopping by. Kenny was in earlier today. Kenny was not very nice. I hope you're in a better place. I hope you're feeling a bit kinder, a bit more compassionate. Goldie says, Eric, pass on my details to Eric so we can plan when to do a sleep live thing. Awesome. Thank you, Bumblebee. Kenny Johnson says, not here today. Someone with your the same photo was here today. And the same name. Amazing. You would think that there might the possibilities of more than one Kenny D. Johnsons. But hey, the world's a mystery, my friend. And you're welcome to be here. T says, Goldie, if he's on WhatsApp or Facebook. I am on Facebook. Kenny said he was timed out yesterday. Well, I don't question my moderators, but you're here tonight, and I appreciate that. Hey, anyone with a good intent of just coming in and hanging out, is always welcome, no matter what they did yesterday. It's a new start. So I appreciate that. But we're going to call it a night, my friend. I'm going to talk to my friend Goldie for about 5 minutes. I'm going to see her on Facebook. So guys, Kenny has to take his bath. Says bye. Take care, Kenny. Everyone have a good night. Again, big thanks to the moderators and all my friends that stuck with me through the whole mess. Thanks, guys. Take care. Goldie, I'll see you in just a minute. T says, night. Good night, my friend.